Hey, it's Bean. Today I'm going to be redesigning Lou's noceda from the Owl House. This is basically a sequel to my Amity Blight redesign, but I do plan on redesigning other characters in the series after the Owl House, so make sure to stick around for that, I guess. And without further ado, let's get into the redesign. I'm not even gonna lie, Luz's awful character design is what really motivated me to want to do this series, just because of how much I despise her character design. It's just so awful. Where do I even begin? Bro has the white slip-on Vans, ugly ass jean shorts with fucking leggings, and then the ugliest haircut I think I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm kidding. No, I'm not. Okay, but genuinely, I want to get into my gripes with her character design and where I think we can do a little better, just because her character design is always one that's irked me so much. Luz's outfit really just doesn't show a lot of her personality. If you look at Luz's original character design, what can you figure out about her just from her appearance? She has a bad fashion sense. It's like, she's supposed to be a weird kid. An anime watching, fanfiction reading, ADHD having weirdo. But you don't learn anything new about her from her outfit. It says nothing about her. The only weird thing in her outfit is her cat ear hood, and that's barely shown at all. I'm not saying you have to dress a certain way to be quote-unquote weird, but I do think that especially Luz would definitely show more personality within her outfit. Like, I've been considered weird basically my entire life, so I can definitely relate to Luz. And when you're considered weird, it's usually because you have dyed hair or you don't dress how other people think you should dress, which is really fucked up, but it's true. So, on that lovely note, I was really inspired by kidcore and Harajuku fashion. I definitely wear bright colored outfits like this sometimes, and I also love it because those aesthetics and fashion trends are all about being yourself and not caring what other people think about you. So I definitely associated season 1 Luz with that aesthetic because I think it really fits her. So her outfits are really fucking vibrant, which I love, especially since I love color so much. But also, I had a lot of trouble with the color palette this season just because of how many colors I needed to balance out. Generally, I made blue the main color and tried to use the others as accents, but it is still like incredibly hard to balance out colors, especially when they're also fucking saturated and in your face. But I think I made it work, hopefully. And then I really just wanted to show her personality a lot through her outfit, so I gave her a lot of cute accessories like big earrings and barrettes and high socks, which are really colorful, and just like a lot of little details too, because me personally, I really love accessorizing and just like expressing myself through little accessories like that, so I think it would really suit Luz. Oh, and also, I gave her an Azora tote bag because she is a fangirl, of course. So I gave her a little tote bag that relates to the Azora show, and I gave little pins and a bye pin. Super cute. I definitely still wanted Luz to be able to be active in the demon realm and do all the crazy magic shit she does, so I gave her overalls because that's an outfit you can definitely like run around in. And I also gave her Fila's, off-brand though, don't tell the company. And I really leaned into the starry aesthetic with Luz because light is so associated with Luz, and it's one of the first glyphs she discovers. So I really wanted to add that little detail into her clothing. Also, the general vibes I wanted to convey was the bright color she wears, and her having a starry motif really emphasizes how she's still living in her own fantasy at the beginning of the show. And I think it's also hilarious how visually this super bright and optimistic character comes into the demon realm, which is a little like hell. I think it would just be such a funny, not only visually, but personality-wise, juxtaposition when she meets Ida because she's such a cynical bitch, and I love her for it. I also gave Luz a curlier hair type with an afro because I just think it suits her and it looks cute. But also another thing I always thought would be so funny was if Luz initially hid her ears behind her hair and then later revealed she's a human. So then other characters wouldn't know she's human initially, but then she just pulls her hair back and they're like, wait, you're a fucking human? The fuck? And besides the cringy outfit, one of the biggest things that annoyed me about Luz's design was the fact that she had straight hair in the first 2 seasons. I know I've seen a lot of people complain about this, and the show did eventually fix it in season 3, but that's always annoyed me, especially since Luz is supposed to be Afro-Latina. I actually didn't even know she was Afro-Latina for a while until I think I found out somewhere online that she was Afro-Latina, which really surprised me because I don't think they really display any of those features at all within her character design. So I gave her curlier hair and I also gave her freckles. I forgot to mention that, but freckles are so cute. And also just like a different nose type because I really wanted to like properly represent those features within Luz's character design, because I think if the Owl House has taught me anything, it's what bad rep looks like. I'm not saying that Luz as a character is bad, because she's definitely a great character, but as far as it goes with character designs, I think they definitely are weaker in some aspects, especially when it comes to POC characters. And I am a white bitch, but I did try to do my best when representing her within this character design. And also, I think another thing I've realized through watching The Owl House and seeing some of these character designs is it's not enough to just have whatever minority. You truly need to properly represent those characters and not like shy away from maybe some ethnic features or other things like that. And this goes with like any representation in shows, like whether it's like POC or LGBT. You truly need to care about your character and you need to like know what it is you're saying through your character design. Because with every good character design, the goal is to convey something about that character visually. It might be something that you want to tell the audience, or it could be something that you could use to divert expectations about their personality later on in the story. But whatever it is, you truly need to know what it is you're saying through your art, and I really wanted to achieve that within like just like all my art, but especially character designs, because it can become really tricky really fast if you don't know what you're doing. But those are just generally my thoughts on Luz's season 1 character design and just like her character design in general. And always feel free to comment and like call me out or like tell me something that I might not have realized or known, because I always appreciate like constructive criticism when it comes to art. So like don't like shy away from that. I'm okay, I can handle it. But yeah, that's season 1. I hope you liked it. Let's go to season 2. So, season 2, Luz is becoming more face-forward when it comes to her experience in the demon realm, and she's also finally getting the hang of magic and glyphs, so she's a lot more confident when it comes to fighting. I gave her an outfit that's more practical when it comes to fighting and just being active in general. She's more sporty, so I gave her a jacket with the sleeves pulled up, and then cuff jeans. If you know, you know. But yeah, her aesthetic is definitely not kidcore anymore and leaning more sporty and athletic, but I still wanted to give her a lot of bright colors in her outfit because she still has a really bright personality, and also I think she just loves colors in general. And she's definitely becoming a lot more accustomed to the demon realm, so I wanted to show that visually in her outfit, with her jacket and jeans being a little more worn and tatted in some areas, and then mud on her shoes because she's just going on adventures every other day. Not gonna lie, the mud is definitely giving me Anne Boon Choi vibes from Amphibia, You know what's so funny? I only realized like halfway through the show, she always only has one Converse. I think that's just so funny. And then she always had leaves in her hair. Okay, that was off topic, but it definitely reminds me of Anne. And I kept with the star motif just because I really love stars visually, and I really wanted to keep up with that theme. And also, I think yellow is just such a good accent color for her color palette, so I really wanted to keep the yellow consistent in her design. Also, I know it's not really obvious in her main design, but she has a sports bra under that jacket. As far as her hair goes, she started growing it out because I don't think she's really thought about getting a haircut, so she's just like, let it be, honestly. And because her hair is longer and she's just being more active in general, she put her hair into a bun, and she has 2 headbands, which is very cute. And she dyed the tips of her hair purple. I think purple is just a really good color that suits Luz a lot, but also I think she would dye the ends of her hair because being in the demon realm, you aren't gonna get that judgment from other people that you might get in real life because you choose to dye your hair. So I think she would definitely be a lot more expressive with her hair in that aspect. But like, not fully dyeing her hair yet. Because me, personally, as someone who now dyes their entire head of hair, I started off dyeing the ends of my hair because you don't really want to fully commit. Because if you do the ends of your hair, you're like, oh, I can just cut it off. You know, for me, I went a little crazy, started dyeing all of my hair, but it looks really cute on Luz, so it's all good. Comment down below if you have dyed your hair before. It's pretty fun. For her color palette, I was definitely having a little trouble with it because it is just 3 colors, so I didn't want it to look boring, but I also wanted to have a good balance and like definitely a lot less colors than season 1, but also still like pretty bright colors that you would see her wearing because she really loves color. But I also just wanted it to be really fun, so I think the main colors being blue and purple worked out really well, and then I used pink and yellow as accent colors. This season was definitely the easiest when it came to her outfit and just the overall vibe I wanted to give her. I don't know, I feel like the sporty kind of fit just like really fit her this season, and so it was definitely one of the easiest to design. So yeah, those are just my general thoughts about season 2. Now let's go to the last and final season, season 3. Now we're on to season 3, which is my personal favorite design, just because of how angsty it is. Luz kind of has a negative arc throughout the entire show, but it's definitely season 3 where you can definitely tell the depression hit, which I think we can all relate to. But because of her negative arc, I definitely wanted to really show maturity and change this season. When Luz first enters the demon realm, she's a kid who's awed by the world, but by the time they go back to the human realm, she's really just disillusioned with the world because she's learned that there are evil people like Belos out there in the world. And I think it's especially made worse by the fact that she literally lost her family in the demon realm and a lot of other friends she had in there. And now that bitch has to go back to normal school after being in the demon realm for months. That would literally be the worst. So for her outfit, I went for a more grunge aesthetic. As a depressed bitch myself, I've definitely worn a fit like this more than a couple times. Just because it's easy to put together and it actually looks good. But even if her aesthetics shifted, I still wanted to keep a lot of color in her outfit, although some is more muted, like her jacket, because Luz still likes color a lot, so I still wanted to incorporate that within her design. And I also kept with a lot of basics like jeans or like a jacket, because I also think she'd lend a lot of her clothes to her friends, so a lot of her outfits are probably from the thrift store. Because with a single mom trying to support multiple kids, money is gonna be a little tight. And with that in mind, I also wanted to show her clothes being a little worn. It's not super noticeable at first, but I put some scuff marks on her Vans, and I also made the design on the back of her jacket a little faded, like it does when it's been in the wash for a couple times. I also still wanted to keep with the star motif, but I wanted to change it up a little just because Luz as a character has also changed, so I wanted to represent that with a different motif that's still similar. So I went for a sun this season. I know the sun and moon are really associated with the collector, and while that is a factor and part of my inspiration, I mainly wanted the eclipse over the sun to be read as her depression throughout the season. As far as physical changes go, I opted to put the scar she got from Bellows on her nose rather than her eyebrows, just because I feel like it looked a little awkward in my art style and I didn't really want it to be covered up. I really wanted to emphasize the scar she got from Bellows a lot more to signify that Bellows has not only impacted her physically but also mentally. Okay, time to talk about her hair this season, which is personally one of my faves. So I gave her locks this season, if we're talking specifically soft locks, and I really wanted to give her locks because it's a protective hairstyle, so it'd be a lot easier to take care of than her natural curls. And side note, shout out to all my curly hair bitches out there because I have straight hair, but my sister has her hair type is more wavy, and even she complains about all the upkeep it takes to take care of it and get good curls. So shout out to y'all. So anyways, it's a really practical hairstyle, and I also think it really suits her this season. And the underside of her hair is dyed red because I think Luz would really want to dabble into different hairstyles and different colored hair. I think that's super fun. I also found out halfway through drawing this that you can also call this hairstyle peekaboo locks. I didn't even know that, but that is such a cute name for that hairstyle. I was kind of deciding whether she would put her hair into a ponytail or just leave it down. But I think most of the time she'd keep her hair down, but occasionally she'd put it in a ponytail like you see in one of the drawings I put in this. But also what really encouraged me to want to give Luz some sort of protective hairstyle this season was because I don't really see people put her hair into any sort of traditionally black hairstyle at all, really. I usually see people just draw her hair loose, which makes sense, I guess, because that's how she wears it in the show. But I really wanted to think outside the box and try to give her something more unique than people typically do. And like I mentioned earlier, Luz is Afro-Latina, so she is still black as much as she is Latina. So I really wanted to show more of her black roots and represent that within her design. That's just one thing I don't think the show handles well, is her being biracial. They don't really go much into her black side. They usually just focus on her Latina side, which makes sense because her mom is alive while her dad is not. But I know it can be hard for biracial people to think they have to pick one, which is really fucked up, but I really just wanted to try to represent that better within her design, because I know as an artist, it can be really easy to just default to the same thing you know really well, rather than trying to branch out and really understand and explore other things within your art. Especially when designing OCs or just making characters in general, you can definitely fall into the trap of stereotyping or having implicit biases about certain things and accidentally misrepresent a certain group of people. I really want to keep improving as an artist and put it in the work to truly represent characters. Especially with this redesign, I really wanted to think about overall not just Luz's personality, but I wanted to incorporate things I think the original show was lacking when it came to Luz's design. For example, her not having curly hair the first 2 seasons. So those are basically just my general thoughts and my art process. I really hope you enjoyed. It was super fun redesigning Luz, and I will tell you for a fact, Hunter will be the next to be redesigned, but there's probably going to be some videos in between that because this redesign series kind of takes a while. Okay, bye.